In this fast martial arts weapons lesson, we're going to talk about your walking cane as a self-defense tool. So you're going to learn how to use this for close combat to defend yourself. This is one of the best martial arts self-defense weapons that you can find. It's just a simple walking cane. Start with an easy warm-up, spinning in the hand with the long side coming out of your thumb. You're just going to go around and around. You're just turning. This is a simple cane I got for $9 on Amazon. I put the link below, but it's one of the best martial arts weapons I have in the school. It's one of the best martial arts weapons for street fight self-defense. Turn your hand over and back. Just warming up the wrists, build some strength, speed, flexibility. Get your heart rate up a little bit. It's going to help with mobility. Put it in the other hand, spinning forward, just round and around, and then over and back. This simple, easy warm-up is going to get you ready for the strikes, all of this kind of stuff that you're going to do to defend yourself, especially when we talk about close quarter. They're already up in your face. From here, you've got to respond very quickly to keep yourself safe. After you've warmed up, practice the two basic angle strikes. Right hand first, coming across the body, down and down, making that simple X. Follow through with your strike. Slow it first, gradually increasing your speed until you're going as hard and as fast as you can. When we talk about street fight self-defense, the best martial arts weapon for street fight self-defense, the one that you can go full power, full commitment, try to end the strike or end the fight with that one simple strike. All the way in, all the way in, just going in. So once you've done your warm-up spin, you're going through 1, 2, 1. Add that next one, turn your palm, bring it up here, bring it up the other way. So down, down, up, up. Practice increasing your speed until you're going all the way in as fast as you can, and then going to the other hand. About 30 seconds per side. Strike down, strike down. Always keep your strikes here, directly in front of your body. You want to fight from behind, especially close quarter combat. We're talking about from here, they jump out. All of a sudden, you're in this protective position. The cane is between you and the threat, and then just immediately, as fast as you can, basic strikes, pushing them off, driving this right through their throat, right through the neck. What's most effective is the thing you don't have to think about. It doesn't have to have a lot of different things. You can twist and turn and all that. You just want to straight in, especially close quarter. Fast as you can, immediate, direct, and explosive. So it's in your left hand, going down, 2, bringing it up. And just like before, every time you practice your strikes, once you get warmed up, you want to start to go harder and faster. You always want to know that you can hit as hard and as fast as you can. So you have these 4 basic angles, up, 2 down, 2 up. Now add 1 horizontal strike coming across the body and then coming the other way. When you come across the body from the same side, right hand from right side to the left, palm up. That way when you run into something hard like his head for self-defense, it's not gonna pop out of your hand. If your hand's in the wrong position, you come across, you hit something that has a lot of resistance, it starts to peel that just right out of your hand. Know this, you have to have this hand here. When you come across the body here, and then it's the opposite, palm down as you bring it back across. 1, 2. So now 6 strikes. Down, down, up, up, across, and back. Now put it in the other hand, same thing. 1, 2, keep this hand up. 3, 4, 5, 6. Other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then switch. And 30 seconds here with these basic 6 strikes. The 7th strike is gonna come just straight down over the top. Think about splitting them from here right through the middle. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, straight down right through the middle. After that last strike, put in the other hand, same thing. 7 basic strikes, 6, 7, other hand. Left foot comes forward, this is my right hand, right foot's forward. 1, 2, this hand's always up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then one more time on this side. 1, 2, when did you see me turn that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, And then the final thing is this striking motion. Either here with the tip, that's where the rubber part was, it just came flying off a minute ago. Hitting this way or hitting this way like a big knuckle on a fist. For self-defense, street fight self-defense, we're talking about close quarters combat. That means they're right up on you from here to here. Push them off, start to strike. From here, strike through here. Your hands here, put your hands up. Your hands are up. This means stop, back up. I'll defend myself, but I don't want to hurt you. And then you don't have a choice. From here, even if they're nose to nose, they're spitting in your face, they're screaming and yelling. From here to here, then you're just rake it down his face, smash him. Right through his nose, right through his eyes, right through his jaw, right into his throat, right on the chest. And in this position, you're very, very strong. So from here, they catch you off guard. All of a sudden, maybe their hand is on you. You're here, and then you're just all in, right? And if they grab it, watch what happens. He grabs it with one hand, it twists this way, or you can twist it this way. It's either gonna go like this, and if it does, you're here, you go straight down. This part's coming down in his face, but more importantly, his hand's here, it's gonna push him this way because his hand's not supposed to bend this way. Now, all of a sudden, you've taken the advantage back. You're in this position, back up, he's faced, you waited too long, you didn't respond right away. That's all right, from here, smash, but he grabs hold of it, twist. Once you're here, straight down, or twist the other way. Maybe instead of this, that's very effective. And if I had somebody else, I'd show you, but I apologize. I don't have anybody else here on a Sunday. From here, same thing. His hand is only gonna go so far, and if he's like this, if he's holding onto your cane, and you've twisted it, and you push it down this way, he's gonna go down. He has to. And then from here to hit down, from here, push him off. From here to here, push him off. Just don't let go of your cane. You have a lot of power. It's a force multiplier. Your hands, he's got a knife. You've got all that soft skin, soft tissue, bones, sinew, you know, all the tendons, nerves, veins, your blood comes out. You don't want to lose any of that. He's got that knife, break his hand, smash it. But remember, every strike has to be all in. They're right behind you. From here, I mean, it's so powerful. You can't believe until you grab one of these canes, start to work with one of these, and start with the basics first, right? Big motion strikes, big motion strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we had at 7. We come here, but then you start to get different scenarios. What happens, the guy comes up right behind you and grabs both of your hands. He can grab you here, he can grab you here, but your wrist is always gonna be able to turn no matter what. And I've tried all this stuff, I'm not just telling you. But from here, you're on the ground, that's his head, you hear that? That's this thing, smashing, and this is made out of hickory, one of the strongest woods you can get, and then they treat it with pressure and heat, and they bend it, and it stays in that position. You have this part here, you can rake that through his face, through his eye, through his nose, through his jaw for self-defense. They're behind you, you have this motion. You can bring it up here and push it behind you this way. You can bring it to the other side and like a pull cue. Make it more of a point going right into his gut. But it's super duper effective, especially for close quarter combat. When you don't have a choice, you're minding your own business. Maybe you're one of these areas, you're walking in the wrong part of town because you don't have a choice. You have to go get your medicine. You have to go meet somebody. You have to be there or you get caught off guard and all of a sudden, riots, craziness, violence, anger, frustration. A lot of mean people trying to do bad things to you, but you've got your walking cane because it helps you get around or it makes you feel more confident so you go out more. And then, hey man, everybody's watching, they can see it. All the cameras everywhere now, they can see. You put your hands up, you said stop, but you understand principles of self-defense. Put the weapon between you and the threat. Here's my threat. Stop, back up. I have the right to defend myself. Don't come any closer. And then you have the ability. You have the right, and now you have the ability. Because you have a force multiplier to defend yourself in this situation. That requires a little bit more. You're your own first responder. The cops aren't coming. They've got cars on fire. They got all that crazy stuff going on. They got people smashing through the police headquarters. They're calling everybody back in. You're in the wrong place. I hope that never happens, right? I just hope it never happens to anybody, but we know that it does. And especially if you're somebody who really needs a cane or uses a cane to get around. You might as well know how to use it for self-defense, right? All these techniques also work while you're sitting in a chair. Even that warm-up spin. Sitting on the bus. Sitting on the, what's it called? Yeah, I'll show you the hook. Sitting on the bench. Park bench, that's what I was thinking of. Park bench, you're waiting for the bus, you're on the bus, you're waiting for the subway or the train, you're on the train, you're sitting there, you're minding your own business, you see some people coming, spidey sense starts tingling, right? It's called situational awareness. You're paying attention. You're paying attention. And then you start to ask yourself, okay, what might I do if this turns into this? If someone starts to threaten me, if someone puts their hands on me, if someone gets close enough, what could I do? You have to start thinking that way. And then you think, well, I've got this force multiplier. I've got this cane. I have striking with the long end. Put this between me and the threat. That gives me all of this room to stay safe behind, right? I've just created distance between me and the threat. From here, I can devastating, bone-breaking, skull-crushing strikes for self-defense, right? You also have the hook. You asked me about the hook. The hook is, and here's why I don't talk a lot about the hook and a lot about the all the joint locks and pressure points that I've learned over the years. Hold on, I'm gonna lower it just a little bit. Yeah, don't get nauseous. So that I'm here, and the guy grabs my wrist, and there's a lot of things that I can do by bringing this up and twisting on top of his wrist. And I know there's no one here to show you. And put him on the ground, and then lock him up, pull him in. There are a lot of things that you can do with this part here, just by putting your hand on the other side, and you strike down hard, and you smash his knee, and his leg goes like that. Or you smash that lower bone on the lower part of his leg, which is a little bit thinner, and this thing compresses all that flesh and all that meat together, and it splits it open from pressure, and the blood starts coming out, and his leg meat looks like a little piece of purple steak, and then you break that bone. Maybe you didn't, but you get it around that ankle, and you hook it. And because you've done a little bit of strengthening exercises, and because you understand that pulling is when your arms are here, and you pull, or you're here and you pull, it's one of your strongest positions. You might not be able to do a pull-up anymore, but you smash through that guy's ankle, and you grab, you pull, you still have a lot of power to rip that guy off of his feet and knock him for self-defense, knock him to the ground. And there's a lot more cool stuff. Like there's a move, I got the cane like this. You throw that kick like you're trying to kick me, and I block you this way, and it spins you around, and then I hook it up under your leg, and into your private parts. That's an actual move, it's a hapkido thing. I can teach you later. If you come here, I'll teach you in person, but don't worry about that. That stuff, all that cool stuff that we do, it's like Kung Fu. If I know Kung Fu and you know Kung Fu, or like we're both doing Wing Chun, right? We're doing the Wing Chun, and you're doing the Wing Chun, and we're doing the Hu-Ba, Lu-Ba, all that. We look really cool and make a really good movie. But for street fight self-defense, I'm not doing that. I want to ask myself, situational awareness, pay attention. Number 2, get in a better position. Number 3, what are my targets? His eyes. Maybe I just take my thumb and stick it right through his eye. Maybe I put it in his throat because he can't help it go back and have the gag reflex. Maybe I stick my thumb in the eye and I twist my wrist and his eye pops out of his face for street fight self-defense. Because I don't want to get into what I could do and twist and jitsu and pull and all this stuff. And not that jitsu is bad, I'm just saying, you have to know the big stuff, the basic stuff first so that you can defend yourself, right? Now here's from the side. Here's the side. Hopefully you're paying attention, but that doesn't always happen. Or you misread the situation, but now all of a sudden they're here and they've rushed up and you can't get your hand up to do the strike. But you can do it like this. You can very quickly, just to the side, right? There's the one guy, there's the other guy. Hit this guy, he backs up, and now you're hitting this way. Or maybe it's up like this, and then it goes into your other hand. Because this hand, he grabbed the hold of your wrist. Then you just loosen this grip. And it's like a pool cue, right? Just to the side. Smashing, smashing. It's like a big knuckle right in his face. smash, 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 to the groin, right? And then harder and faster, this way, this way, this way, back over here, back in here. That's the point of this thing though. Don't think about like technical moves. Don't think about techniques. It's principles. Number one principle, situational awareness. Pay attention. What's happening around me? You don't want to turn that corner, walk right into the riot, and be the wrong person in the wrong place at the wrong time. Pay attention. But let's say you don't have a choice. It comes to you. Now you're there. Second question. What are my targets, right? What do I have? What are my assets? What can I use to defend myself? Depends on his targets. Is he up here? Am I hitting him in the head, in the face? Is it an animal? Is it that dog running loose, ripping people up in the neighborhood? Maybe a pack of dogs, maybe it's another animal. But the targets are gonna be different. 2, 3, 4 guys. And they're coming, right, even more, big mob, coming up trying to grab you and hit you with their open hand and beat you and make a point about something that nobody even knows about. Who cares, right? So then, and here's what it comes down to. It's like, for as long as I've understood. Yeah, exactly, and that's what it is. It's a thought in your head. Who's closest? Who am I gonna hit first? Who am I gonna hit first? Where I'm gonna hit them? And then who am I going after next? And who am I going after next? And it's gonna change constantly. It's a moving target, but the point is you're taking action. And here's the thing. If you're driving your car, you're following all the rules, right? And this drunk idiot comes flying out of nowhere and T-bones you in the intersection, runs the red light. You're still in a car accident. You did everything right. You were following the rules, but you don't have a choice. Now you're in the accident. So it's the same thing with like a bully in a fight, maybe multiple bullies. You're not trying to fight. You didn't go out looking for it. You're a good person. But they start beating you. As soon as they start to hit you, you're in a fight. And so if you're in a fight, even though you don't believe in fighting, you don't want to fight, what are the basic rules? How are you going to defend yourself? What are your targets? Is it if it's a competitive fight, that's different. If it's self-defense, yeah. And here's what's going to happen. You're right, action. They're going to hit you anyway. And if you do nothing and you just ball up, then they've got full force come running up. You've seen the pictures, you've seen the videos. They fly in the air and they stomp down on the guy's head, or they do everything they can to create maximum force and damage. But it's when the guy starts fighting back, or the woman starts fighting back, then all of a sudden, you've changed the whole dynamic. You've changed what they expect to happen. Most of these guys are cowards. Horrible, opportunistic, thug, punk cowards. They're only going after you because they think they can. They've got 6, 8, 10 guys with them. And then they pick on you because they see the fear in your body. You're gonna have the fear, but if you're gonna have fear, it can. I mean, this can do a lot of damage because if you look at what's happening, the weight is leveraged on this side. So now you can create a lot of power here. But this particular cane, this $9.99 or however much it is on Amazon, the link's below, however much this was with free shipping, basic, simple walking cane, is so strong and so flexible and so sturdy that when I hit, it hits harder than my collie sticks. It hits harder than the bokken, the Japanese practice swords that I have. It's harder than my short staff. There's very few things that has on this side. And then you've got this. Think about that in the eyeball. Think about that through the throat. This will also create a lot of damage. But one side's not better than the other. They're simply different. And I don't want, and here's why this is so important. People get hung up on technique. Principle trumps technique. Principle's 10,000 times more important than technique. The principle says, what are your targets? What do you have in your hand? So if you're right-handed, and you've been walking like this, and all of a sudden you're here, don't worry about which side's stronger. If you get caught and he's right here, and you put it like this, and you have to rake this hook through everything on his face to get it to the other side before you smash it in, then use that technique. The technique doesn't matter as much as the principle. The principle says, what are you going to destroy, remove? Remove his eyesight, remove his ability to breathe, remove his ability to spit in your face and continue to try to beat you, right? For self-defense, put your hands up. And then maybe it's this side, maybe it's this side, maybe it's a strike, maybe it's a strike this way, maybe it's just this. hard, fast strike, but you got to do something, right? Excuse me. And so the answer is yes. This is very devastating. It's more devastating than this side with certain techniques. The answer is always yes, or also yes. This side is more devastating than this side, depending on the technique. And the answer is yes. This, if you put this here and you crush his windpipe and he asphyxiates and dies before the cops can get there to take him to jail because he's a punk, criminal, awful person, but you hit him with that, then that's the most devastating side. So the answer is yes, you're right. Yes, and all of them are true. I did want to show you one thing before we finish. We're gonna wrap it up real quick. This is just a band, an exercise band. You take this band and you wrap it so that, I'm gonna lower it just a little bit so you can see better. You wrap it like that, and then you stand in the loops, right? And you make sure the hook is facing away from you and not up into your coccyx. And then you're gonna bend your knees a little bit, and you're gonna put your left hand above your right, and you're gonna squeeze up. 2, keep your elbows in. This is gonna help you pull his body out from under him. This is also gonna give you a great workout. You do 10 like this. Rest for 10 seconds, switch your hand position. Do another 10. While you're up here, squeeze at the top. That's one exercise you can do to get stronger, faster, harder strikes. Another one, you put that through there. The cane is gonna stay in front of your body. Your other hand's gonna reach around and grab, and get it there, the rest of the band. And I'm just gonna slide it on like that and make sure it's kind of in the middle. Now from here, you do your push-ups. This push-up, it's not just a push-up, it's also a blocking motion, right? It's a shove them back. They get too close to your face. You wanna have that devastating power to knock their spine through the back of their body. Go slow. 2, 3, and do 5 of those slow. And then explosively, squeeze at the end. 5, and then the next set, go down. 2, do 5, do a set here. Rest for another 20 seconds. Do a next set, going up. 2, 4, and then you 5, and then you explode. 2, then take it, push it out, and turn it. Because I want you to be able to turn and smash, right? Turn and smash. Grabs hold of it, grabs your cane, turn, smash. Shove them off. That's a technique. So go out, squeezing, turning. Bring it in, other side. Turn, bring it in, other side. Now you're getting strong in your triceps, your biceps, your chest, your back, your whole body for self-defense. So you have devastating knockout power. And slide that thing down under your bum, just right there. Like you're gonna sit on it. And then you're gonna do 2 sets of curls for those arms, those uppercuts, and knock them out. But it's all, this is not just for vanity. It's not to have a nice looking body. So you have power to win the street fight for self-defense. 3, 4, 5, squeeze, and then explode and hold, explode and hold. Because you want that explosive power. You don't want just big, pretty muscles. You want knockout muscles. Turn your grip over, because you also want those powerful forearm muscles. Same thing, elbows close to the body, pull it up, 2, 3, 5, slow, and then explode. The reason you do it slow first is that you don't pull any muscles. It's gonna get you ready to do those explosive ones. That's just 3 things you can do with the band. I know about 6 or 7 now that we're working on. I love to wrap this around an anchor. I just use that bag for an anchor. And then I practice pull, switch, pull, switch, pull. And that way, when that guy comes running up behind you, right? He's right behind me. I want this to go about 6 inches through his rib cage into the bottom of his ribs, so he's coughing and spitting up blood, so he can't chase and hurt you for street fight self-defense. Just a couple of things you can do. Think principles, not techniques. These are all techniques. All techniques are good. All techniques are bad, depending on the situation. Principles so much more important. Grab a cane, check below. You asked me about the Patreon. Some of you wanted to support me with Patreon. I have it down below. I finally set it up. I have my first Patreon. Thank you so much. If you want to do it, that's great. If you don't want to do it, that's great. Either way, I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you on the next one.